Hi everybody, just a few thoughts here about our collections and what music means to us and how we listen to music and what it is that inspires us or makes us almost want to play something. The other day when I did my video, the random shelf video, inevitably there were comments from people saying, how do you find a record, and detailing a little bit about their own collections and how they organise their own collections, alphabetically and all that, the usual sort of thing, because it makes sense to have an order. There's a really interesting little comment. Someone said that they separate that jazz and classical from that other records, and maybe they shouldn't do that and just do what I do. And I just wrote a sentence back, and they responded again with, I'm serious, it's making the collection one. Why divide it up? Now, I like that idea that it's one, that it is one thing. It's completely, even if it's divided, you might say, well, I've got jazz over here and classical over here, it's still one collection. But there's a sense of oneness, a sense of something being one and whole and complete, when you can put Beethoven next to the Beatles without thinking in terms of necessarily dividing them up. That's again, you're dividing alphabetically, But I really like the idea of making it one. And when I thought about the collection, I thought, it is like that actually. It encapsulates all of the acquisitions I've made, all of the experiences I've had, all of the memories, etc., all together in one place. Anyone else looking at this collection would find it really difficult to find anything if ever. Obviously, if I said go and hunt this particular album and never find it, But there's something about the idea that you can have it all as one. And I know where these things are, and it's more kind of, it's not more real, but there's something sort of slightly substantial about it. It sort of takes it away from just being a collection where you could walk into a lot of people's houses, and this isn't, and people have them divided up, and that's absolutely beautiful, and I can understand it. But there's just something very personal and complete in that term, making it one. So there are no kind of real differentiations between genres and styles. Now you might say, well, how am I going to find anything? And that might be your instant reaction. But the kind of, classic seeking with the sublime in things in me, there's this sense of, wow, I like that idea. That's really good. And I don't know if, if other people can get to that, but there's a sense of our collections being, very meaningful and very personal to us. And I suppose, I don't know how it is for someone who's got 10,000 records. I'm sure it's equally as personal and as meaningful, and there are probably stacks of memories and attachments to individual discs as well as whole areas of the collection. It's just an interesting thing, and I thought, well, it feels good, and it gives me a whole new way of looking at it. I can sort of see it as one. It's just there. Anyway, I was also asked, do you like? Is there any kind of music you don't like? And I think there's a bit of me which is, it's true. There's not really any music I don't like. I find, modern R&B and stuff on the radio, a lot of that's just, However, there are so many times I can listen to a piece and I can hear something in it and think, oh, I really like that. I like that bass line, or I like that sample, or I like this. And, something stands out. And I tend to have something in me which is always kind of looking for something which captures the ear, captures the attention. And I know it instantly. And it's just there. And they're the kind of records as well that if I've shared them and I've told other people about them, they get it as well. Especially, you know, people, obviously people who are going to go and listen to it or whatever, they get the same thing. And they can latch onto it. I don't know, it's, you know, we all have those records and those things that are personal to us, but sometimes, you know, we hear something, we hear it instantly, and we know that's good. And we can share it with other people, and other people are going to know that as well and experience that same thing. You know, it's a marvellous thing. But that's, you know, the way I listen to music is based on all sorts of different things. It's based on my mood. I'm quite an emotional listener in some respects. I kind of get a feeling within me, and there's certain music is going to itch that scratch, if you scratch that itch. It's going to be that kind of music that I have to hear. I have to listen to that record or that particular kind of sound. You know, as I'm talking, I'm thinking of, for example, sometimes I get nostalgic for a period in my life. And nostalgia is a classic thing for all of us. And I can think about the track "And I Wish I Was Stoned, Don't Worry" by Caravan, and it just takes me straight back to a period, a really almost like a non-period in anyone's life. I was sitting in a garage and I was painting some model soldiers in the summer, way back as a teenager. Just a moment, and you know, it takes you there. Plus there have been other times with that particular track that have taken me elsewhere without actually being stoned. But, you know, nostalgia is a common theme for a lot of us. We have our moods and we have our moments. So mood and emotion really do dictate a lot of the way I listen. But there's also a kind of, you know, a learning thing sometimes. But it's usually because I want to. The thing with YouTube is, you know, you're always learning, you're always listening, always kind of listening to what people are showing and, you know, trying to take on board. And unfortunately, you know, I haven't got the finances to buy all of that stuff. And, you know, it would be fantastic to have so many records that so many of you have got, to be able to experience that. Because, you know, I can hear them online, of course, and, you know, great. But, it's, you know what I'm talking about, there's still this element of having this physical object. But there's something about the seeking for something more. It's not a purely cerebral act. It's just, it's not a spiritual act, but there's something kind of like a seeking again. It's just seeking for something else. And, you know, wanting that feeling again. It's not the, you're always sort of looking for, it's like me and I said this in one of the comments, it's like going into the charity shops and looking for treasures, treasure hunting. There's this kind of thing where I'm always looking for something else. There's something, there's more to come, there's more and there's more and there's more. You know, that's another way of looking at it. Sometimes I have dreams of music, not music necessarily. Sometimes I dream music which, you know, maybe a record or something very unusual. Mainly it's completely made up music. I may even be on stage in the dream playing music, or I can have a sense when I wake up in the morning and there's a song in my head straight away. It's just there from a dream. It can be from a mood from a dream, and it's just there instantly, first thing in my mind. And I know I have to go and listen to that, you know. It can be anything. Recently it was a Xenakis thing, you know, it's just, I had to go and listen to it. And at some point in the day I will have to listen to that. And it's like, there's something kind of, you know, subconscious or something, some way, you know, which is kind of like, you've got to get that done, that box ticked, if you like. There's not that it's a compulsion that you don't want to do. It's a compulsion that you really want to do it. You enjoy it that much, you know, that you want to have that again. You want to experience that again. You want to feel that again. Or that, whatever that suggestion was. And it's not like in terms of a nostalgia thing or anything like that, but it's just in terms of, when I say feeling again, I mean just in terms of that particular point in time, whether it's the dream that morning or whatever that's in your head, you want to experience that, you have to have it, you know. Now that may be sort of a little bit over, I don't know. But we all have, you know, ways of listening. We all have ways of approaching our collections, our music, and the way we do things. They can be influenced by all sorts of things, all sorts of factors. You know, whether it be trying to keep up with someone. We need this and we need that, so we've got the same records as so-and-so, or, you know, there's particular things that we wanted for a long time and we finally get them, we're like, yes, amazing. And you want to play it straight away, you know, the thrill of finding things, like I say. But there's all those other aspects of just the daily act of, I say daily, you know, not necessarily, but the act of listening. You know, there are times, I tried the other day to listen to a John Eaton avant-garde record. Couldn't do it because I wasn't really in the mood. But there'll be a time, if I can settle down and make a point of it, then it becomes a different kind of act, of course. It's not just a mood thing and you want to enjoy the thing. It's the enjoyment comes from the learning. It's a bit like maybe how conductors learn symphonies and whatnot. You know, you're absorbing, you're reading the liner notes, you're absorbing all of these facts, all of these things and experiences at once. And it becomes something other. And it takes you to a deeper and more kind of you respond, you know, it's a responsive thing, but it's also more of an active thing. So you're taking it to a deeper level. So the next time you hear it, it's like you've learned something, you've kind of grown in some way, and you've enjoyed something in a different way. And it's a little bit of effort put in, but wow, that effort pays dividends. It really pays dividends. I mean, I don't do that enough, I think. You know, as I say, a lot of my listening is always based on that instant thing, or there's some sort of reason for doing it, maybe emotionally or whatever. But when I actually do the active listening, wow, I mean, just fantastic. It's very difficult in the way we are nowadays with social media and all of this stuff to actually just sit and listen. You know, we all got these records, we all got these CDs and whatnot, but the actual act of sitting and listening is very hard. We're usually looking at something else, concentrating on something else, doing something else. Unless, of course, a lot of people I know will use headphones, but you know, the classic darkened room thing, not so easy for a lot of people. Your families, you've got things going on, and there are other things you're doing in your life, you know. But all of those factors, you know, I mean, nowadays, you know, I have to listen to Fight Fire with Fire, you know. Every now and then. Yesterday I listened to this record. More of this another day, because I'm going to be doing something on string arrangements. Completely different. Completely different. Picked this up the other day. Oh, yeah. Need to hear this again. You know. But there are other times, you know, you need some Shostakovich. But each one of those is not just the act of what you get out of it, like, you know, I must scratch that itch kind of thing. But there's something else about it. Every time you almost like you're growing in a strange, and especially obviously when you hear something new, it's another thing you're adding to your kind of repertoire or arsenal, if you like, of knowledge and facts, and you've added more enjoyment and more kind of fun, and you know, into your life, and stuff which you know you're going to enjoy again. A wonderful thing. But it's all, you know, sometimes it's mood, sometimes it's just, you know, I stand down in front of my collections, you know, I say collections because it's around the house, we collection different areas of it, and there are times I really have no idea what I want to play, and sometimes I have to accept it's okay not to play something, you know, it's okay. You can walk away, you know. You don't have to have something new to do all the time. And just settle down, it's okay. And those moments of peace where, you know, you've taken the time out, if you like, those moments of peace can actually be quite stimulating and, funnily enough, kind of like make the next time even more enjoyable, kind of a heightened reality again. Because there is an element of heightened reality to a lot of this for me. And I know that there are people who like see music as a particular kind of force or something powerful which can take you on a whole other level. You know, I did that video before about beauty and music. I had some fantastic conversations with people, and also had some really good video responses to that. And if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it, because and read the comments if nothing else. Just wonderful to actually hear how it connects with you all. But I'd be fascinated to hear, if you've made it this far, just how it is, you know, how you listen to music. What is it that compels or inspires or moves you or takes you to that next point? It'd be wonderful to hear. You know, if you want to do it, fantastic. It'd be brilliant to hear that. Anyway, I think that's probably it for now, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.